So this is the part we have to go up. Looks like a really steep climb all the way. That's where we just came from. Grading is terrible. Anyway, JC's up there taking a break. So everything has been bulldozed. What used to be a trail is now just mud. So what used to be a nice little forest trail is now all just cleared out. Caterpillar tracks. The river is next to us, but we have to go in a bit further because there's no way we're going to stay next to something like this because it's going to be all muddied. It's really disappointing, but yeah, it's the price of development, I guess. Some people said this is a reserve, but I'm not sure whether it's a reserve or not. That word carries little to no weight in this country. Gazettement, de-gazettement, it's all just words. So what used to be our watering hole? So now we've cut off the side of the river and hopefully we'll find someplace else. We're going through the forest. First river crossing, and it's starting to rain. Hopefully we can find something good. Okay, so we are following the river up now, and hopefully the part that the construction team has cleared diverts away from the river. It's properly raining now, so you can expect the river to get a little bit more murky and all that, but for now, not a bad part. This is so much better than hiking on cleared mud. Going off the river, and still all of this. So disappointing. So properly raining now, and we're just cutting away from the river on another part that they have cleared. I hope to cut back down to the river and find something useful, a feasible campsite before too long. Time now is 4 o'clock. I started hiking at about 2:30. No idea how many Ks we've covered, but anyway, we're getting back into tree cover now, so hopefully that's a good sign. Came from down there. We're going in back to tree cover. Hopefully get something that's good. So we've resorted to following the river upstream. I know it's raining and there's a risk of the waterhead. Is it called a waterhead in English? Not even sure. But anyway, I'm constantly looking at the water for telltale signs of level rise, and also constantly checking the riverbanks for a mode of escape. Because when that water rise comes, you head for the hills. So we're going up there. Hopefully that's a good place there. We are absolutely soaked. The rainforest, so it's raining. But I'm just going to test a bit further out there, and if not, it's going to be home for the night. Okay, so we found a nice little spot. The river is right down there, and a little bit up here I've cleared a little section from this tree to that tree. Canopy looks okay, no dead trees. And yeah, so now JP's over there. I'm not sure where Kyung is. Kyung is over there somewhere. So as always, I'm having my X-Pack 3FUL backpack, 55 litre I think. Anyway, it's totally soaked. And the load out today is 25 pounds, but that includes 1 pound parang since we're going to the jungle, 1 litre of water, and probably about 6 pounds of food for 3 days. So we're looking at about 17, roughly 16 to 17 pounds base weight, and that includes 1 pound Helen chair. So if you take that out, that's 16, 15, and then I have a aluminium table, which is another pound. So yeah, 14 pounds base weight if you really go ultralight and don't carry much else, but I think it's quite decent. And this is a frame backpack, so it's not the lightest exactly. This is why people like Dyneema. It sheds water like it has a phobia for it. Set up the top, it's a wide pitch angle. Let me look out the side. Water is draining out pretty well. So I'm not setting up the hammock yet. It's very damp out. It's just not even 5 yet. So it gets dark about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So by 5-ish, if it hasn't, rain hasn't let up yet, I'll set up the hammock there. But yeah, we can't wait too long to set it up because it gets dark in the jungle really, really quick. Okay, so yeah, I'll just wait for another half an hour. So that was strong just now. And it's not outside of the park. Let's go check out the rest of it. We're actually quite lucky to find this spot. Took a bit of getting to, but yeah. Turn me around now. Nice height. It's at about 6.5 feet. Okay, so Kyung has his stuff over here, and he's unpacking nicely over there, and JP has his lightweight setup over here in these two trees. This is awesome. Can cook nicely there also. So first order of business is coffee and some peanuts. Early dinner is basically mission wraps with chicken, korma, something or other. It was some instant pre-packed food, so got that. Let's see how it goes. It's just about 11 o'clock and we had a good time chatting by the fire. Managed to start a fire with suddenly wood actually, but yeah, it's still going strong now. Had a good chat, and well, 11 o'clock, let's see what time we wake up tomorrow. We will be here tomorrow, and which is Saturday, and we'll be knocking off on Sunday, so we'll start hiking out Sunday after breakfast. So we got a full day here tomorrow. Kind of injured my knee. I think I might have pulled a muscle or something like that as I was trying to get under a log just now with the load on my back and all that. If it's still hurting tomorrow, I might take some anti-inflammatory tomorrow. I think I have some in my emergency kit.
yeah, hopefully that eases up by tomorrow, but for now it hurts quite bad. Anyway, it was a good hike in. Very disappointed that the trails have been decimated, but yeah, it is what it is. Probably in the next few months, this area is probably going to be gone as well, so we'll have to start looking for a new place. Oh, right. Alright, so good morning. It's 10 o'clock. So, nice lunch. So, 11 hours, I think. 10 plus hours. Ooh. It was a really good sleep. I had to get up in the middle of the night for a jacket. It got really, really cold at night. But other than that, I'm just using a silk liner for the bottom, and that's more than sufficient out here. So I guess the next order of business is to wash up, get some breakfast going, see what the guys are doing. Today's just going to be well, just a training today. I just go down to the river, hang out there, and so this is breakfast today. Just some tuna creations, spam singles, and wraps. For coffee, we're having Essential. It's a micro ground instant coffee kind of thing. It's about the best we can get instant here. And I didn't bring my grounds today, so that's about all we can do. It's not bad actually. Okay, so breakfast is done. Spam singles and tuna creations for some combination with wraps. And so a lot of people, I don't know, they say that what's a good I think it's more comfortable. So a lot of people say that they want to bring a tent into the jungle and all that, but I'll turn you around in a while and we'll see why that is not very, very practical.
So this is camp, and tied off between two nice trees. Got a little rock table going on there, and that's my Blackbird XLC with my bed clothes on it, and this is my hammock gear Palace top, 12 feet long, plenty of coverage and extra space to keep the stuff dry underneath. I know a lot of people go for the bare minimum like 11 foots and all that, but the thing is, if you just look about covering the hammock, yeah, sure. But if you want to take out your stuff and be comfortable and be able to put stuff on the ground, I normally keep my chair there, a little camp table over there. You need a little bit of a bigger coverage, and 12 feet seems to be quite the sweet spot. Very few people make 13 feet. I think War Bonnet makes one for its Ridge Runner, but 12 feet is well good. And the thing is, if you go longer than that, even getting a 12-foot span between trees in the jungle like this is difficult. I can see JC has one over there. Oh man, my bottle fell. JC has one over there and Kyung has one over there, and I couldn't fit those spans. So anyway, one thing about why we can't have tents practically in the jungle. If you look at this place, I had to clear a decent bit, but these are all little tiny plants, but you can see the stuff sticking out of the ground everywhere. Wherever you go, either the ground is not flat, like this area, which is a little bit clear, but we have done a little bit of clearing to walk between it, or even if it's decently flat, you've got things growing up everywhere. So to actually get a spot on the ground for a tent pad which will not puncture your floor, it's next to impossible in the jungle. Also, you can see the place, it's undulating, lots of profiles, so a tent is really not practical in the jungle. That's why in Malaysia, if you really go into the forest, it has to be a hammock, and the only place tents can be used for family camping and all that are prepared sites. So Now we're actually going to go down to the water. Hyung is having a good time there. Let's go to camp first just for a while, since this. We have Hyung's little setup here, netless tent. He built a little table out of the twigs and all that we cut down. And this is that's our little fire that we... This is the thing, if you camp in the forest and there's lots of rain, you have to build up a shelter of sorts, otherwise the fire gets put out. So these are just some palm fronds that we put down. And that's our fire. We're not really burning now, we're just keeping the embers going, and tonight we'll light it up again. A lot of wet wood around it now. This is a nibung umbut, the heart of the tree. We cut one down somewhere from behind there. We've been going at it. There's a lot left here. Just keeping it at the top here, we'll snack on it. Great source of carbohydrate. JC's little chair. JC's setup. Not sure what hammock he's using. I'll put it up here if I can get the name of it. This is a good example of cross support. So basically, this tree was not very strong, but he still wanted to hang here. Sorry, this tree was not very strong. He wanted to hang here. He needed the span. And so they chopped up the tree against the other one, so that now this tree is pushing against this one and we got double supports. And then he can hang. So this is the other reason why I couldn't use this span. I was initially thinking of it because mine is a square top, he's using an ASIM. So he can clear this tree. For me, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So yeah, their rigs are quite cool as well. And tonight we'll just get the fire roaring again. This is my little solution to the Helinox Chair Zero going into soft ground. It's basically a, what should I say, it's a ratchet strap from a discount store. I got it for like 10 ringgit, so that's like $2.50 US, and just sewed it up with little pockets on the corner. And maybe I'll do a proper review on it, but it seems to be holding up quite well. It's held up. As long as the legs get into the pocket, it'll hold. So, like that. The straps are rated to, I think, I don't know, 400 kilos or something like that. And if you really want hammock suspension straps, I think they would do pretty well. They're about the same profile like the wall bonnet straps and buckles they use, except that this is like super bright orange and good for visibility. Anyway, I'm going down to the river now, see what this guy's up to, and I'll bring you along. I think it's really good. How about that? So this is the scene from the river. Some steep banks going all the way up, canopy totally closed in, nice and cool. And let's see some riverbank, natural riverbank. This is why natural riverbanks don't erode. There's roots constantly stabilizing the bank everywhere. So the soil may be sandy, but natural riverbanks have the plants, and this is why you need the ecosystem around it. And this is how erosion is stopped. So I'm just heating up some water over some embers, more or less, super hot, to make some pre-cooked rice. Just gotta heat it up. So rip this open, drop the pouch in that, and just wait. It's easy. If you're doing a 1 or 2 day trip, that's fine. But this is all wet weight, so it's quite heavy. If you're going for 4 or 5 days, then the weight starts to build up. But it's a nice change from the dehydrated and freeze-dried stuff, and of course instant noodles. So nasi biryani ayam translates into biryani chicken rice. So everything's in there, the chicken, the rice, and all that. Okay, so I just discovered that my phone has selfie illumination, so that's like 2 white bars come on either side of the screen. So I guess that helps to enlighten these nighttime videos where it's actually quite difficult to get illumination proper. So anyway, yeah, so after we harvested palm boat again this time, I did most of the chopping, so don't have much of my own video. I'll try and get some from Kyong and JC, and we had that, and then the rest of it, Kyong actually just put it on the fire and made some kind of soup apparently for breakfast tomorrow, and actually it's really tasty. The one that we got this time was not too hard to chop down, it's a softer type, and yeah, I think and after that I spent some time chatting, went down to the river a bit, had a bath. I think it just bit my hand. Had a bath and washed up. Then later in the evening we had some noodles, cheese, Kyong's, what did he do? Chickpeas. Actually brought some dried chickpeas and boiled that for the better part of from last night and this morning, and it turned out really well. They were really quite well, nice and proper. So got that, and then after that a bit more chatting around the fire. What else did we do? Nothing much actually. Free and easy day, and it's now 9:57, so 10 p.m. Oh, it started to rain after lunch. Forgot about that. About 2 something it started to rain, and actually we all just went back to our hammocks and left out. Woke up at about 6 p.m. and basically that's when dinner started. So it started for another 4 hours and 3 hours plus in the afternoon. So tomorrow's plans to be a early morning. I mean, plan to leave at about 9:30, so breaking camp and all that. We'll have to be up by about 7, I guess, and have breakfast, bit of a chat, and then I guess we'll leave. These things never go fast. So yeah, I'll probably set the alarm this time for 7 maybe, and then we'll pick it up in the morning. If I don't set it, I'll sleep in the hammock until 10 o'clock because it's really comfortable. Last night was really cold. Had to use my puffy. Not to say that it was in minus or whatever, but it does get quite chilly, and all I'm wearing is just a thin tee. So use the puffy, unzip it when it's a bit warm. If it's too cold, zip it up, and that's how we do thermal regulation over there. It's not a heavy puffy for light though. So that's about it, I guess. Nothing much else happened. What else? Oh, a branch fell. Branch fell like somewhere that way towards the river, and that's basically what woke everybody up in the evening. Otherwise they'd probably be sleeping nothing much later. Yeah. Well, these videos aren't very eventful, I guess, because it's just wild camping in the middle of the jungle. There's no real bushcraft per se. We didn't build a real shelter for the fire. Yeah, it's mostly just hanging out, relaxing with friends,
As you say, hanging out with friends and relaxing and just unwinding from time to time. The river, everything here is just probably about 20 feet in that direction down the hill. So it's not too bad if there's the water rises and all that, but still, it's nice. Well, I guess that's all for tonight. Knock off and pick it up in the morning. Okay, so okay, so it's 7:15 in the morning. I need sleep. Okay, so 7:15 in the morning. I could sleep, tossed and turned for a while because initially it was too warm for the dog net, and then it became like middle ground, so hitting that sweet spot in the size temperature took a while. Started to cool down a bit by about midnight, and about 1 o'clock. It was just nice when it goes well. So I wake up, have some breakfast, start to break camp, and by 9 we should be going. It's a nice night, isn't it? Alright. So I miscalculated coffee. Normally for that full cup, it takes 2 sachets. I only have 1 left. So I miscounted by 1. Oh well. So that's just a half cup of coffee now. Well, it's 1 cup, but it's half a toke, 550 of coffee this morning. Still raining, so lucky I've got it up nicely in porch mode. The guys over there have started waking up and I guess making breakfast, so I figured I'd just have something here and then start packing up at least a little bit. Then I have to get out of my nice warm clothes and into, I guess, my rain jacket and stuff like that. It's cold this morning. I really should bring a thermometer next time, because normally 25 degrees C down to about 22, I'm still okay. I think this was below 20, maybe high teens, just a guess. And there we have it. So I'm properly boiling it this time because I ran out of filtered water. So I have a little bit of stream water in there, and just boiling it up nicely before I drink it. So this is why I like the human gear duo. I know a lot of people like to eat ramen and noodles and all that, but they always carry just either a spork or a long handled spoon. But I can't imagine. I don't like crushing up my noodles until they are so tiny that you can use a spoon for it. And this gives you the option of having a proper fork or a proper spoon. So if you're eating, I don't know, chili or what's the other good stuff? Mac and cheese, chicken pad thai and all that stuff. You can use this to breakfast skillet. But if you're eating proper noodles, you have an option to go this with a fork. And if for some reason you are sitting down for a proper meal and you need both things, you can break this apart as all this, and it can become 2 individual pieces of cutlery, a fork and a spoon. So yeah, currently this is my favorite on-trail cutlery set, I guess you could call it. And yeah, it comes in a few colors, and the best part is it's not expensive at all. They do it for a really good price. So this is breakfast. Sitting by the hammock, bowl of noodles. I just finished my wrap just now, and I'll show you my view. River's behind me. C's rig, Kyung's rig, and the path down to the river. There's another path to the river behind me, and the biggest tree over there. So as I'm eating, this is what I see. Just jungle, organized chaos. So it's 9 o'clock now and we're breaking down camp. And this is the other cool thing about a hammock is it gives you a working area to pack all your stuff, keep it off the ground, organized before you pack it out. And it's actually a standing area under a shelter, which is the last thing to come down in case it rains. So everything stays dry, it's easy to work, pack stays dry while you're packing. In the tent I know you could do it while crawling inside and packing up, but this gives you a lot more flexibility, especially when the ground is close to mud. So did I mention I'm using the Marlin spike hitch? I'm not sure if I showed this. For those who are not familiar, it's just a little toggle with a knot, and the suspension of the hammock doesn't sit on the toggle. So this piece of wood or whatever it is doesn't have to be super strong. It just takes compressive force from this knot, and the suspension actually sits on the rope knot itself, as you can see here. Let's zoom you in. Get a little bit of focus, as you can see here. It sits on the rope and not the wood. So it can be anything. Even a crumbly old stick like this will work. A twig. It's the size of my, thinner than my pinky. So I'll try this for the next few trips and see how it goes. I think it's quite simple. It eliminates the need for hardware on the continuous loop, excuse me. And there's no real cranking of the, or sharp bends of the suspension rope. Well, let's see how it goes. Okay, so camp is broken down and we're getting ready to go. Guys are by the river now. We'll meet them down there. Everything has been cleared. My hammock gear top bag is missing. It's somewhere. I know I kept it very, very well. So I guess when I unpack at home, I will find it. So we came out from there, and this is what we're met with. So we're heading back to the river, downstream. So what used to be pristine rainforest, like that, is now a mud trail, soon to be a road, or I don't know what. Nice big mushroom. About the size of my hand. So this is what rainforest trees are like. Their root structures are not that deep. They depend on a wide root base to stabilize themselves in what is often not very what's the word for it? Not very rich soil. If you can see at the bottom of it, this is just clayish red soil. All the nutrients are in the top layer. So you remove the trees, you remove the vegetation, the area dies in just a matter of months. Okay, so now on the way out, had a bit of a washout. Once we reached the car park, there was a faucet there. Yeah, I didn't video much of the way out because, well, you've seen the little bits of clips and pictures that I put up there. It's all destroyed. The nice forest path, jungle path that we had in the past is all gone. It's just mud. Yeah, it's quite sad. But anyway, that's it for this trip.
I hope you enjoyed the bits of nature that we did manage to capture. And yeah, just what it's like camping in a tropical rainforest. It's wet, it's muddy, it's full of undergrowth, but it's fun. It's lots of sounds, nature around you, river constantly in the background, plants. It was relaxing. It's nice. Well guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.